Hi, this is Dave Osh, the creator of Outgrow Middle Management, and I'm proud of you for taking the first step and starting this course. This is the hardest step. I have bought many how-to programs that waited many months until I started them. We buy because we want to gain more knowledge, but crossing the small gap between wanting something to achieving something is the hardest part. As you have taken this baby step toward achieving your goals to becoming the top performer you can be, you're already ahead of the competition. Now, I want to get your commitment to completing this program. Don't quit until you finish the 6 modules. Let's start with a quick recap of inner leadership before we dive into a discussion on the first inner leadership strategy, intention. Inner leadership is the foundation for your success. It enables you to achieve much more in your career and life. No more feelings of being directionless, aimlessness, and passionless. Inner leadership empowers you to become a leader at your workplace, in your community, and at home. You lead yourself first before you lead others. In this video, we will focus on how to become intentional. I love this topic because becoming intentional had made a huge difference in my life, in my career, in my business, in my family, and in my community. Being intentional requires understanding that your attitudes, feelings, thoughts, and actions, both conscious and unconscious, directly impact every single one of your experiences. Being intentional requires taking responsibility for your mental well-being, emotional well-being, spiritual well-being, and physical well-being. Being intentional requires gaining clarity about what you want and who you are. Being intentional requires owning what you say and choose to show up and contribute in all situations. Being intentional requires learning how to respond instead of reacting. Being intentional requires reflecting your beliefs with integrity. Being intentional requires an awareness of your fundamental beliefs. It's simple, but not easy. Is it worth it? You bet it is. Intention frees from self-limiting conditioning. Intention means to perform any act with a purpose that leads to the outcomes you have in mind. Your goal is to achieve as many outcomes as possible as a result of your intentions. The higher you scale the corporate ladder, the more results are the outcomes of your intentions, not your boss's intention or your board's intention. We are going to cover 8 intention strategies that will enable you to become super intentional. The first video covers the first 4 strategies. The next video covers the other 4 strategies. The first intention strategy is transformation. Life is a series of transformations, from infancy to childhood, from childhood to adolescence, from adolescence to adulthood, and from adulthood to maturity. Career is all about transformations too, but we are the ones who initiate, create, and manage these transformations. The transformation we are talking about is from a manager into a leader. Unfortunately, most people still believe that they can climb the corporate ladder just by being the best in the field, the best in their profession, and the best in their position. Well, it may happen, and frankly, sometimes it happens coincidentally when a senior manager quits or is terminated and you are offered the position. But seriously, are you waiting reactively until this will happen? Don't count on luck. Take your destiny in your own hands. So, leadership transformation serves you faster and better. If you want to transform your career, your income, and your relationship, you must first transform yourself. Many coaches are too anxious to talk about transformation. It is not a popular topic because it scares people. But the truth is that making a leap in your career is a transformation. So I'd like to show you 3 steps that will help you to transform. The first transformation step is to decide. Decide to become a leader and don't take this decision lightly. First, I want you to write it down. It is a commitment to yourself. It is your self-promotion to the highest rank of your career. Leadership doesn't have titles, it doesn't have positions or any other external signs. You are a leader once you decide to be a leader. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Wherever your mind soars, your reality follows. Leadership is an additional role to your existing management role, but it is the part that makes your job meaningful and fulfilling. The second step is to desire to become a leader. You really have to deeply want to lead. If you don't feel ready yet, or you don't feel that this is something you really desire, once you finish this program, your level of desire will be way higher. If leadership is something you are afraid of, I want to assure you that there is nothing to worry about because you have the seeds of leadership planted within yourself. Sometimes you are not aware of the leader within yourself. Sometimes it takes an extreme situation to reveal your hidden leadership. Trust me that you have this gift whether you know it or not. If it is just a seed, you will nurture its growth until it becomes a tree. The third step of transformation is to believe. That might be the hardest part. If you have never been told that you are made of leadership material, or you have never led before, you may have doubts about your capabilities. If somebody made a nasty remark privately or publicly that you are not a leader, you might stop believing in your leadership competency. I can guarantee you that they were wrong, all of them. Sometimes even your loved ones or your most trusted friends can be the most discouraging people or even damaging by boxing you into something much smaller than you really are. They may do it to protect you, but actually they limit you. These are the 3 initial and most critical steps to begin your transformation. You decide, you desire, you believe in yourself. The hardest part of transformation is usually the aspect of what people will say. When you change patterns of characters or behavior, people will notice. They will start gossip and even comment. Some of the feedback will be good, some maybe won't be so good. And some may even resent you. People may think you are going through something. Maybe you're going through a midlife crisis. But here the decisiveness of your decision, the fire of your desire, and the depth of your belief will dictate how you will carry yourself in this situation. This module provides you the tools you need to overcome the challenges that you will face in your journey toward excellence, toward world-class, toward accomplishment. The second intention strategy is self-actualization. Self-actualization is to realize your full potential and become everything you are capable of becoming. Self-actualizers live creatively and live fully, maximizing their potential. Self-actualization is at the top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow studied people like Albert Einstein and developed a profile of a self-actualizer which is at the top of the hierarchy of needs. Maslow's pyramid of needs from the bottom to the top is psychological needs, safety and security, love and belonging, self-esteem, and self-actualization at the top. So, who is a self-actualizer? A self-actualizer is a person with self-acceptance, spontaneous, natural, autonomous, with profound interpersonal relationships, ability to achieve peak performance, and socially compassionate. So, here are 3 steps to start your journey toward self-actualization. The first step is to define your purpose. Some people believe that your life purpose is a calling, something that you were born to do. But I believe that instead of searching for this calling or waiting passively until one day reveals itself, you should define your life purpose proactively. Life is too short to wait for your calling to reveal itself. You should define it and start slowly moving toward your destination, making modifications along the way. Running your life and your career without a clear purpose is like driving without having any idea of what direction you're headed. You end up going aimlessly in circles to the nowhere. So, what is the difference between purpose and goals? Purpose is noble and related to people outside of yourself. For example, money is not purpose. Why? Because money, it is not noble. It is not a driving force by itself. Money can be the reward for a noble purpose. So, I'd like to give you a simple formula that will help you to define your purpose. So, here's the formula. I help X to do Y so that they can have or become Z. I help X to do Y so that they can do and have Z. The great thing about this formula is that it shifts the focus from you to other people. This is the foundation of a great purpose. Purpose is about helping others, your children, your family, your friends, and your teams in order to do something or have something so that they will become or have more in their lives. This formula helped me tremendously to form my purpose, which is I help people to realize their full potential so that they can live meaningful, fulfilling, abundant, healthy, and love-filled lives. You have heard me saying it in every video, haven't you? So, pause the video right now and fill in the spaces of the formula. Find your X, Y, Z. Who are you going to help? This is your X. To do what? This is your Y. So that they can have or become Z. You can fine-tune your purpose later on, but just to kickstart the process, pause the video and continue when you are done. Welcome back, and I hope you really wrote your X, Y, Z purpose formula. You're spending time watching this course, so make it work for you by actually doing all the tasks. This is not a conceptual training, and don't be a conceptual learner. Learning concept is a waste of time unless you implement them. To have a great life and a great career, you have to be a great learner. Great learning is not about knowing your stuff, but doing your stuff. So hopefully that convinces you to actually doing the tasks rather than just watching it passively. So let's move to the second step. The second step towards self-actualization is to define your passion. Here again, you don't need to search too much. You already know what your passion is. Most times your passions are buried under a heavy load of stuff. Things you have heard from your parents, from your teacher, from friends and bosses that have deviated you from your true passion. Identifying your true passion doesn't mean you are quitting your job today to become a chef, a fitness instructor, or a dancer. Your passion is the driving force that you expose like an archaeological item from deep under the ground and bring it into your career and life, even if it does not fit at the first glance. My passion is to teach. I love to train, I love to coach, and I love to mentor, but I never thought about education as a career. It took me a few decades to bring my passion into everything I do. The third step towards self-actualization is to define your strengths. There are two schools of thought. One is to focus on improving your weaknesses, and the other one is to focus on improving your strengths. I believe that focusing on strength yields more results than trying to improve things that you are not naturally gifted with. If you know your strengths, that's great. Continue to develop them and leverage them. If you're not sure what strengths you have, so here are 3 steps that help you to find them quickly. First, ask your spouse, ask your best friend, ask your close peer that really they know you for a long time. It doesn't mean you have to accept everything they tell you, but at least you will have indicators. Second, take a Strength Finder test. There are books and there are online tests to find your strengths. I recommend the Clifton Strength Finder. There is a book and an online test that can give you more insights into your strengths. The third step is follow your heart. Listen to your gut feeling and think intuitively. Inside yourself, you probably know what your strengths are. So these are the 3 steps to reach self-actualization. Define your purpose, find your passion, and your strengths. The third intention strategy is intrinsic values. If purpose is your destination, values are the trails to reach it. When you have a strong foundation of values, decision-making becomes easier. You know your way around. It is very difficult to distract or divert you if you have strong convictions. In the pre-program videos, I explained the difference between extrinsic values and intrinsic values. We focus on intrinsic values because these are the values that are most effective in the long run. So there are 3 levels to define your intrinsic values. The first level is to define, or more accurately, to choose your virtues. Virtues are high-level values that are shared among all cultures and all religions, and they're the foundation of humanity. For example, love is a virtue. It is a beautiful exercise to choose the virtues that reflect the most your true self or what you wish to become. If you need help, I recommend the Virtues Project at virtuesprojects.com. I use these project tools to develop my virtues. The Virtues Project offers a virtues card for adults and children. I brought them and I'd like to show you. These are the adults cards, and they have the virtues, beautiful photos. And these are the children cards, and they are really great. The children actually are much better than the adults, and this is really cool. But you don't have to buy the cards. We just love playing with them, and I used to mentor with them, and we do games with the family and with friends, so we love to choose the virtues card. The other tool I use is the VIA survey. VIA survey. What is great about the VIA survey is that it brings together virtues and strengths. You do it online and you get results immediately. It is free for a basic report, and you can pay a small fee for a comprehensive report. And I am sure you will learn new insights about yourself. So we're still working on intrinsic values, and the second step is defining your values. Now, values are what you believe to be truths that you appreciate in life. These values are the guidelines for all that you do in life. If you need help, just Google values and you will find a few websites with a list of hundreds of values to choose from. Some values overlaps with virtues. Actually, every virtue is a value. Not every value is a virtue, because virtues are higher level values which are shared by humanity, all cultures, all religions. The third step is to define your convictions. What you are strongly convinced about that directs you in your daily decisions. Convictions are the beliefs that are not necessarily virtues or values. For example, hard work or consistency, for example. So these are the three levels of intrinsic values: virtues, values, and convictions. It sounds more mystical than it really is. You have all the resources to define your intrinsic values. So after finish watching this video, take some time to decide on 3 virtues, 3 values, and 3 convictions. It takes half an hour to an hour, and it will pay off for the rest of your life. So let's finish strong with the 4th intention strategy, which is to set audacious goals. In the pre-program videos, we talk about defining bold, ambitious, beyond competencies goals. Once you figure out your purpose and values, you're ready to set goals that are aligned to your life purpose, to your strength, passions, virtues, and values. So, I'd like to give you a simple formula to set audacious goals. The first step is to define personal goals. Personal goals are in 5 areas of your life. The first area is relationships. Relationships can make your life wonderful or miserable. So it is important to define relationships goals and follow through with them. First and foremost is your relationship with loved ones, your family members. Even the greatest relationships can easily break down if you don't plan goals for them. A general goal like, I will improve my relationships is too vague to be a goal. Goals should be qualitative and quantitative. Be very specific about how much time you want to spend and how attentive and present you want to be in your relationships. Now, how will this help you to outgrow middle management? When you have hell at home, you're unable to be successful at work. Will you agree with me? Because you're consumed by the drama of your relationships. The second goals area is health. Good health is something we want to have without too much effort. Gyms are packed in the beginning of the year because people had their New Year resolution to start exercising. By the end of January, you don't see them anymore. Be specific about how you are going to improve your health. What are you going to eat? What type of exercises? For how long? At what time? What health markers are you tracking? When your health starts to deteriorate, your performance at work goes down. The third goal area is your financials. Do you have a clear plan about how to get out of debt? How much you will save this year? How much will you invest this year? Do you have a budget? Do you know your monthly expenses? It is very specific and backed up with numbers. The fourth area is the one that I love the most, recreation. It is so important to rejuvenate and recharge yourself. If you don't have recreational goals, you'll probably be consumed by your work and burn out quickly. Too many people told me that they hadn't taken days off for the whole year. They were so busy with their career or business that they forgot to live. So set up specific goals. I plan windsurfing and skiing 6 months in advance. It's in my calendar. The fifth goals area is self-growth or self-development, which is learning. This is the one area that will make an incredible impact on all the other goals. To accomplish all the rest of your goals, you need to acquire new knowledge. Knowledge on how to improve your health, on how to increase your wealth, and how to develop relationships. Hundreds, if not thousands of books, audios, seminars, and online courses are available on all of these topics. So to summarize, the 5 goal setting areas are relationships, health, financials, recreation, and self-growth. Now, when you have your personal goals defined, the next step is to define your career goals. This program can serve you in defining your career goals. If you follow the strategies I'm sharing with you, at the end of this training, you will have a clear career goals. What new competencies you are going to expand into, what adaptive skills you will acquire, where you are going to move around in your organization, how you will reposition yourself as a leader. If you put in place the strategies, techniques, and tools of inner leadership and outer leadership, you have pretty good career goals. The third step of audacious goals is congruence. Now, when you know your personal goals and your career goals, bring it all together to find congruence. I don't believe in work-life balance because in today's world, it gets tougher and tougher to achieve the dream of career-life balance. It makes more sense to reach congruence through integration of your personal goals and career goals. Find the areas in your career and personal goals that overlap and put more focus on these areas because this is where you already created congruence. But what if you have conflicts? One conflict area is time. Career in management demands so much time that too little is left for the rest of your goals: relationship, exercise, hobbies, and financial planning. If you're like me, I hope you have one single calendar. Time is the one thing we cannot duplicate. An hour is an hour. So integrate your goals and start to allocate your personal goals into your work calendar that will also become your personal calendar. It's called time blocks. Schedule a date with your wife. Schedule your outing with your daughter. Schedule your workouts and your meeting with your financial planner. So these are the 3 goal steps: personal, career, and congruence. We have covered the first 4 intention strategies in this video. Now it's your turn to complete the work before you move on. Write your decision to become a leader. Commit to leadership through decision, desire, and belief, and share it with your colleagues, family, and friends. Make your commitments in writing and in public. This will drive accountability and will accelerate your growth. You can add your commitments to the comments section below this video. Our community will support you. These comments stay only in the members area. So I hope this training has served you. I'm here with you, fully committed to help you make your career a success. Make your life a success. I compressed thousands of hours reading, listening, researching, attending seminars, and being mentored to be able to help you accelerate your growth and empower you to achieve a greater quality of life. I look forward to see you in the next video, and until then, every single day, believe in your purpose, conceive your aspirations, achieve your highest potential, and live a meaningful, fulfilling, abundant, healthy, and love-filled life.